Time for another moment of truth in this year's Vuelta with the 26-kilometer all-important time trial. Would Kuss be able to hold on to that red jersey starting in Valladolid, or there's a city circuit around there, and it's not that technical. Yeah, there's a few corners, but it's good roads, sweeping bends, and also one solitary hill about 500 meters, 7%. It's one that Filippo Ganna could certainly win after being beaten by Remco Evenepoel, who would obviously want to win both the stage and take as much time as possible on his GC competitors like Roglic, Ayuso and Vingegaard. But Ganna, he went off super early, Top Ganna, obviously, because he's not up there on GC. All the GC guys went within about half an hour of each other, so we knew that Ganna would be going into the hot seat for a long time. Corner Watch doesn't get out of the extensions or stop pedaling through corner one, the right-hander. We're going to monitor Corner Watch, and Ganna, he's got nothing to lose, and he's got plenty of people to catch, at least 3 people he could catch and get a draft off. And at T1, he was obviously smashing, whereas the GC guys, apart from Remco, had no one to catch and get a draft off. So as you can see, mostly flat, and Ganna absolutely smashes it, setting a time of a 56-kilometer-hour average speed, meaning he would be in that hot seat for a long time. Now it's time for the GC guys to start warming up. Kuss would be going last, obviously, in the red jersey. Vlasov, who's 12th on GC, went earlier, but he set a really good time, and, you know, Bora have a pretty good setup. Hindley did a good TT in the Dauphiné this year, and Vlasov was only 52 seconds behind Pippo Ganna, so he was the first benchmark for the GC riders. And Almeida went under the radar in this TT, and we'll go on Corner Watch too, especially as, you know, maybe not the best handler on the TT bike, or maybe a little bit conservative, really off the gas in corner one. And he wasn't flying at T1, but he worked himself into the TT. His teammate Ayuso, the phenom, the chosen one, going just after him, it was kind of the opposite. Him, Roglic, Evenepoel are all separated not by much on GC. And Ayuso's a curious one, because he's always shifting back in his saddle. It doesn't seem like he's comfortable in his position. You see, he does that like every 10 seconds during this time trial, and he's done it in other TTs before. He was 4th at T1, ahead of Almeida, so he was doing really well, but 8 seconds behind Vlasov. But Almeida really worked himself into the TT, finishing ahead of Vlasov, second at that moment, and more than a handful of seconds ahead of his teammate Ayuso, who kind of faded at the end. So Soler and Almeida seemed to pace it well. Ayuso, I was hoping he'd be maybe within 20 seconds of Roglic. That wouldn't be the case, but his teammate Vingegaard would go off first, as he's behind Roglic in GC after some of the punchy stages. Could he replicate that Tour de France time trial just a month ago? How would Roglic go? Corner Watch. Roglic, I don't think, stops pedaling through the corner. That is proof that you're going to do a good time trial. That's what I decided when I was watching the TT, and Roglic was sending it. He also wanted to gain as much time as possible, or lose as little time as possible on Remco Evenepoel, the world champion in the time trial. And at T1, we could already tell it wasn't going to be one of those special days for Vingegaard. He was already 25 seconds behind Ganna, whereas for Roglic it kind of was. He was only on 10 seconds behind Ganna, and 1 second behind Remco Evenepoel by the time he got to that T1. Was that because Remco freewheeled for a little bit just here through corner one, perhaps? I mean, certainly Roglic was a bit more aggressive through some of the corners, but Remco's obviously more aerodynamic than anyone on the planet, just about. And we'd see how he'd go on the faster second half of this course, whereas only 52k an average for the first half of the course. But Soler, the real GC battle, began after all those second-tier GC contenders. Kuss against Soler, 48-second advantage Soler had going into the TT. Kuss did not stop pedaling, didn't get out of the extensions through the corner one. That was another battle within the battle for the Rojo jersey tomorrow. But after T2, it was clearly looking like Roglic wouldn't be losing a lot of time to Evenepoel, even though Evenepoel did come back on him in the faster second half of the course. It was his teammate Vingegaard who lost a lot of time today, over a minute to Remco Evenepoel, and in fact got beaten by Marc Soler in the TT, which is why he was shaking his head perhaps at the finish. But for Roglic, yeah, he didn't get the win, which he's accustomed to in TTs in Spain, but it was a very, very good day. only 36 seconds behind Ganna, and now we waited to see what would be the gap to Remco. It had gone green for Remco against Roglic. He caught up with Landa, his future teammate next year, and drafted off him for a second, as he is entitled to do. Went red against Ganna, 16 seconds behind him, but only 20 seconds gained on Primoz Roglic. Perhaps Remco would have been wanting for more, and for the red jersey, it looked like it wasn't changing hands either. I mean, Sepp Kuss, he doesn't have that super aero position that you see with Remco, with Roglic, with Ayuso, but at T1, it looked kind of good for him. Yeah, he was in a 40-second hole to Ganna, but it wasn't a minute like Martinez or Otterbrooks, and Soler only had 6 seconds on him, so that was nowhere near the 40 or so seconds Soler needed. He finishes on 1:12, and Kuss kind of stabilizes it in the back end of this TT, only losing about 15 to 20 seconds on Soler and keeping over a minute advantage on Remco Evenepoel, importantly. But the man who's been in the hot seat for ages, he's happy. Ganna, I get to get out of this hot seat, wins the TT, 16 ahead of Evenepoel, 36 ahead of Roglic, then Almeida, Vlasov, Cataneo, Ayuso, Soler, Oliveira, and Vingegaard rounding out the top 10. Here's what Ganna had to say after the stage.
Tipo, your first victory in Spain. How much have you worked for that, and did you expect to win?
Yeah, I'm really happy. After the Giro, try to win also here is my dream and my goal. So today I can say to do that. Now we think to end this Vuelta. So we have another 2 weeks in the front. So we will try again, maybe in the road race, and we'll like it.
Was it a perfect course for you today?
Yeah, I think yes. The park is really nice. Also, the time is super well. So we'll be lucky also with the weather. So enjoy.
Complimenti.
Grazie.
But as I said, Kuss keeps the red jersey, so Jumbo, they'll be happy with probably 2 of the 3 TTs from their guys today. Particularly Kuss was maybe 30 to 50 seconds better than expected. He's got 109 on Evenepoel, 26 on Soler, and Roglic is knocking on the door just behind Evenepoel too.
It was something different for sure. Actually, I felt surprisingly relaxed. It's only stage 10, and I knew there's still so much racing to come, and I was just happy to be starting in the red jersey. It was the first time I've started last in a time trial, so first time no one's passed me during a time trial. And just tried to keep it simple and enjoy the day and push as hard as I could.
So it's going to be very interesting and difficult for Evenepoel in the Pyrenees, set up very nicely for this stage on Friday and Saturday. We've got 2 kind of transition stages before then. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you at the recap tomorrow. Ciao.